Okay, tips from Uncle Creepy. Oftentimes get questions about people wanting to add what's called an even feed or a walking foot attachment that many the sewing machine companies provide. This is an example of the average walking foot attachment that is sold to put on most any machine. There's a couple of problems with this. One is that, first of all, it's actuated by this lever that's riding on your needle clamp. That's how you install this. The foot goes on just like a regular presser foot. This lever just lays on your needle clamp. The needle clamp screw, actually. And that's what activates this accessory. But as you can see, as I move this lever, all that center part, this feed, which has teeth on it, you can see maybe from the camera you get the view of the teeth. Operation doesn't have any feeding motion to it. It's merely going up and down. So although it's not feeding, it is adding pressure to the top ply as this needle goes up, this lever goes up, and this plastic piece with these teeth on it go down, adding more pressure to your top ply of fabric. But it's not actually feeding. As you can see, there's no feeding motion. There's no elliptical motion there. This is showing teeth, and this moves, but it's just a spring-loaded arrangement. So the fact of the matter is, this so-called feed is actually relying on the movement of the fabric to move this back. Although it is adding more pressure, down pressure, it's not doing any feeding. So this is essentially a gimmick. Now I'll show you why. On Pfaff's, this is a mechanically connected dual feed. This is your dual feed here. When it's disengaged, when you disengage this, it just sits up in the back here. This part right here has teeth. Now that, when we engage it, it goes down, clicks into position, and now it's aligned with your bottom feed right here. This is going to follow this center piece. Now I'll show, by turning the wheel, running the machine, you can see that this actually is a mirror image of the bottom feed. It's feeding at the same rate. Now if I go in reverse, it also moves in reverse. This will not. This component here will not do that. All this is going to do is add pressure, downward pressure onto the top ply of your fabric when the needle rises. That's it. That's all this is going to do. That's all any of these things will do. Anything that is driven by the needle bar motion is not going to provide you any kind of elliptical feed. So the reason that Pfaffs are so sought after for many sewing disciplines, whether it's doll making or kite making or sail making or whatever, quilt making, is this is the feature everybody has found to be so valuable. It actually does work. This is a mechanical connection from this point all the way through this machine to this point. These two components are moving simultaneously. Whether you're reverse, forward, we'll even make a small stitch here. This is the long stitch. As I make the stitch length smaller, the travel will decrease. It'll get, so your stroke is less and less and less. And now I'm down to the minimum. So now I'll go back up in stitch length and you'll see it start to, it becomes more elongated. And that's why this machine and this brand is so popular with people that sew, because they found that they actually work. Any of these things will do just the added pressure. That's all they're going to do.